Hello again, Andy with HandyANDYHome.com. You can catch us at 770-912-2829. And today we're out doing a quick run through of an inspection repair project between a buyer and a seller of a home over in the Cumming area. And this is really typical stuff. Great house. This is actually a really well-built home. It's just typical in Atlanta that when they build these things, they didn't back prime any of the trim, and then painters that have come after the fact haven't caulked and painted properly. So there's not a ton of rot on the house. Most of it's in pretty good shape. We'll catch a few things here at the garage. And so they had some rot on this left side here, and you can see where they notched it to get past the rot. And you've got the same issue here. And really when you're indenting like that, you're running water back in towards the foundation and the slab. You really don't want to do that. And same thing here on this side. You can see the painters put some putty there, and we've explained that in other videos. Putty is the worst thing you can do with trim because it seals it up, and the wood fungus that causes wood fungi that causes wood rot is anaerobic, so it doesn't need oxygen. Once you seal it, it just continues with more rot. So it may have been that someone angle cut this too, because you can see where they angled it, and that may not even be putty, it may be concrete. I didn't really tap it, but either way, we'll make the repair and cut it back down the ground. We use pressure treated wood, we back prime it. You can see someone's come in and tried to touch this up, probably to get it ready for sale, and that just doesn't work. These inspectors, a lot of them are getting pickier and pickier, and the big thing with a lot of your listings today is rotted wood. The banks won't allow for it. If it's cash sale, you can do whatever you want. If it's finance, it's going to come up. Can't really see in the video, but the fascia board behind this left side dormer at the gutter is rotted as well, and it may be into the soffit. It's really hard to see it in this area here. We have the same soffit issue around on the back of the deck over by the chimney. A little bit of rot to the front, but it's all little pieces. Most of this house is in great shape. There's a common thing that we see on almost all of these houses, and that's kick-out flashing. And that's right here, and the inspector pointed out, wherever you have a gutter, a budding brick or siding where it ends into the face of the house, you gotta have kick-out flashing. You see all the streaking of the water that's coming down through this area. So some of it's from the gutter, some of it's because it's clogged, some of it's coming over the top. And you can see this gutter is streaked, so it's probably needs to be cleaned. It's probably been that way for a while. But so this also rotted this top piece of fascia around the top of the left front bay, and part of that is capillary action sucks water up underneath the edge. See the darkness under this metal edge? That needs to be sealed all the way around. So these two pieces right here need to be replaced. On the left side of the panel right here, you can see this rotted left molding. Same kind of thing. There's a couple very small stucco cracking on the left side of this left panel and on the right side of the right panel. We can seal those up. This panel should all be caulked and just repainted on this panel, and they'd be fine. On the right side here, you can see where the left molding has rotted as well, and this is the cracking that the inspector was talking about. It's nothing serious. It's just one of those maintenance issues you want to take care of. On the right side, right front bay, you can see the right molding here is rotted. And usually when we see those kinds of indentations, it just lets you know it's rotted. I can stick my finger right through it. And part of this stuff is really because the caulking failed in this corner right here and over here as well, so the bottom piece absorbed water. No one back primes these pieces, so when we come in, we're not replacing the whole stick. We'll angle cut a piece in here, we'll back prime the replacement piece, we'll back prime the new cut in the old piece, seal it up with premium caulk and paint, and it'll never rot again unless the caulk fails. And even if the caulk fails, because we back prime the wood, more than likely it won't rot again. We put a 3-year warranty on all this stuff anyway. If there is ever an issue, let us know. We'll come back, happy to do it. My brother and I started this company 25 years ago, which is hard to believe. Been here all those years. We're both 4th generation contractors. He's a master carpenter. I can do a little bit of everything. And all this lovely kind of work put me through 9 years of college and grad school. So I am Atlanta's most overeducated handyman. Love this stuff. We live it every day. We work with realtors and homeowners all over the metro area, and we're starting to expand in some other markets now. The right side of the house, it's hard to really see it, but it looked like it was all in pretty good shape. Didn't really pick up any rot in this area. It looks like these windows are all decent. I'm not gonna be able to get up there, but there is some rot at the back door up here in the frame and in the molding that we can fix. One of the things that the inspector brought up is that these posts in this area right here on the deck are not bolted to the rim board, and they're starting to separate. There should be 2 half-inch bolts through each one of these posts, and there's no grandfathering for that. That's a code issue. In the inside area down here, if you're going to have ledger boards, as he pointed out, you need to have some extra screws. Should be 2 to 3 screws under each one of these floor joists, and there's no screws, there's just nails. So back in this area underneath the stairs, even though it's a single story step, still needs to have a brace, post and brace construction right here set into concrete to support this. Not a huge repair. None of these repairs are huge, but they're all important to have them done. From the back side of the house, we probably are not going to be able to get it from here. The chimney, if we go up here, you're not going to be able to see it in the video, but we've got some rotted soffit just in this area over here, up underneath that eave. At the very top of the chimney cap, the framing, 2x8 framing that it sits on is rotted right here. And then I can't catch it in this video, but we've got some rotted trim. There's some right here. There's some on the back side in the corner boards. So we'll have that in the bid as well. A few other little things that the inspector pointed out is this right side rear gutter. The covers aren't really working properly. They need to be cleaned. And some of the gutters need to be sealed, particularly this one right here and this edge as well. And you can see, if I could get better light up in there, they made this and they ran screws through the bottom. You never want to put screws in the bottom of your gutter. And then when you look at this left corner right here, again, they didn't have kick-out flashing, so the water's been getting into this soffit and fascia right where it hits the sunroom. And the last piece of rot is right here, this little dog ear on the right side of the rear sunroom. The rest of the soffit area up here is just discolored. It's got a little mildew on it. But beyond that, the house is in great shape. We'll be happy to knock out these repairs for these folks when they're ready to do it. You can catch us at 770-912-2829. I'm Andy with Handy Andy. Been out here a long time. We pretty much do anything, so just ask whatever it is that you're trying to do on a house in the metro area. We do a lot of these videos. We get calls from all over the country. It's pretty funny. But anything from a day to 2 weeks is pretty much what we do. You'll find us everywhere. I'm usually in this little truck right here. If you happen to see that, you can wave. We'll see you at the next house. Bye for now.